Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels' relationship was deteriorating, another report piled on. It said that part of that relationship falling apart stemmed from Brady feeling like McDaniels was phasing him out of the game plan process. So, Shannon, what does this tell you?
It's telling me that we're getting every excuse, Jenny, why Tom Brady wasn't as successful last year as he has been in the past. Now, it was Coach Belichick starting to wear on him. Now it was Josh McDaniels phasing him out, wasn't allowing him to implement plays into the game plan. It's hard for me to believe a guy of Tom Brady's status, because I've been around quarterbacks that less status, not even a third of the status that Tom Brady has, and the coach is like, okay, bud, what you like? What do you like in this situation? What do you like on first down? What do you like on second and 10? What do you like on third and short, third and long? But we want to get plays that you like in order for this. But what we're seeing here is that sources tell me is that what we're starting to see, Jenny, things that we can never get out. We never heard anything about Tom Brady until now, all of a sudden. No contract extension. That was not extended. Now everything, all the house of cards come falling down. Whatever, Skip, Tom, you're in New England. I mean, you're in Tampa now. Be happy with that. Now, all of a sudden, you want to try to poo-poo on everybody. You never had a problem. Josh McDaniels has been Josh McDaniels from day one. But now, you didn't get the contract extension, and you want to say, well, this is the reason why. I didn't play well. This is the reason why. We don't do excuses. As Skip Bayless told me about The Last Dance, Michael Jordan did not make excuses, and the information did not leak out. So I don't want to hear nothing about what happened last year or the years past in New England. You're with the Bucs, move on, and Coach Belichick and Josh McDaniels says, good riddance.
Time out. Are you suggesting that this story came from a leak from Tom Brady or somebody in his camp? Is that what you're saying?
So, are you saying this came from Josh McDaniels?
No, it came from reporters. It came from Gary Myers, who wrote a book on Brady and Peyton, who's close to people inside the Patriots. It came from Christopher Gasper, who covered the Patriots for 5 years, became a columnist for the Boston Globe, still works in Boston television. They're just reporting something that Brady is trying to shoot down. He posted yesterday on Instagram, please stop the nonsense. Please be more responsible with your reporting. He's saying that 19 years together with Josh McDaniels, we're brothers for life. So he's trying to knock it down. It's not coming from Brady. He doesn't want this out. He doesn't like this notion. But what I'm saying is it's now becoming like broken glass clear to me that Bill Belichick was doing everything in his power to force Tom Brady out the last 3 years, especially last year. Because help me out, Shannon, who has final say on game plans on offense and defense? Bill Belichick. That's not Josh McDaniels' call. Trust me on this. If Tom Brady's favorite plays were being phased out of the offense, it wasn't Josh McDaniels doing that with final say. It was Belichick. I've told you before that it feels to me like Belichick was sabotaging Tom Brady, especially last year, trying to make sure he could not succeed so he couldn't argue to finish out his career for the next 2 or 3 years in New England. He wanted him to fail last year. So what did he do? He gave him the worst receiving core in pro football. The tight ends, worst production in all of pro football. The offensive line, below average in protection last year. Sony Michel, who was very good the year before, especially during the run to the Super Bowl, was mysteriously in the doghouse all year, just the way Malcolm Butler was mysteriously in the doghouse for the entire Super Bowl that they lost to Philadelphia and Nick Foles 41-33. It felt sabotagey to me. And this feels even sabotagier because it feels like Bill Belichick was doing everything in his power to make sure that Tom Brady didn't have a leg left to stand on with Robert Kraft. Even though Kraft tried to keep him in the bitter end, Brady looked at the cupboard as being bare. He said, I don't want to try to play with that again next year. I got no chance. That's why I feel sorry for Stid, as Belichick calls him. But, hey, Belichick wanted the opportunity. Yeah, you got it. Belichick wants to go fly solo. He wants to show the world I can win without Tom Brady. Well, I say good luck, because I'm going to remind everybody out there one more time that in 4 of his 5 years as the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, Belichick had a losing record. His first year in New England, he went 5-11. His second year started 0-2. That was a grand total as a head coach of 41-57 before Tom Brady fell out of the sky into his lap in game number 3 as the starting quarterback that year. And the rest is dynastic history. Belichick is a product of Tom Brady, and now we're going to see him exposed without Tom Brady.
But, Skip, we've seen this before. We've seen things come out of the Patriots organization. We've heard reports, and Tom Brady shoots it down. Just like when it came out that he didn't have a problem with, he didn't do what Seth Wickersham wrote the story about the fallout and about them wanting to keep Jimmy Garoppolo and move on. And Tom Brady, everything is fine. We're loving. Everybody signed the letter. Come to find out, that was a lie. That was the beginning. So, Skip, you do realize that once a person realizes that you've lied, they can have a right to dispute anything else that comes out of your mouth. That's the way it works. You do realize that. So because Tom Brady has lied in certain situations before, how are we to believe this now that, oh, yeah, that was the case? Skip, let me tell you what happened to me. There were times that when John retired, I would go to Coob, and I was like, Coob, man, I really like this play. You remember me and John used to run it. He's like, Bub, we ain't got John back there. I believe there was a situation, Skip, that maybe Tom would want to run some plays, but he's like, we ain't got Gronk. We don't have the guys that have the concept, Tom, the makeup that when you want to just do something on the fly or audible to something, we don't have the guys that can pick that up. Now, Skip, that might have been a case, but to just like, no, Tom, we're not running that. No, Tom, we're not running that. Skip, I don't believe that to be the case. Now, it could be. Now, because Josh McDaniels is real slimy. He's a snake, Skip. Ain't no sugar nowhere around that. Any man that will go tell the owner, yes, I'm going to be the head coach of your team, and then jilt them at the last second, and they got to give a press release and talk about he's not coming, I don't trust it. So I don't trust Josh McDaniels, Skip, but I don't like all these excuses to why Tom Brady wasn't at his absolute best last year. All that could be true because Josh McDaniels is a snake, and I wouldn't trust him as far as I can see him. And I got good vision. So, but once I close the door, I can't see him behind the door. I don't trust it. So Tom could be right, but Tom put this out there. I'm just saying that Tom put it out there.
Tom put this out there is ridiculous. It's absurd. It's asinine, asinine 10, asinine 12, as in the great GOAT Tom Brady.
Let me ask you a question. So how would reporters know? How would personnel know that Tom is being phased out unless one of the two parties that's being there, the guy that's getting phased out or the guy that's phasing out, says something? So somebody had to tell somebody something.
Yeah. I'm sure Christopher Gasper, who tweeted this yesterday about being phased out, I'm sure he knows lots of the assistant coaches. I'm sure he knows the personnel people. I'm sure he has lots of sources inside the Patriots. And to your point about how snaky Josh McDaniel might be, he coached under, or coaches under, one of the all-time scoundrels, a guy who got busted for Spygate, right?
Yeah.
Didn't Belichick?
Yeah.
In fact, the great Don Shula, may he rest in peace, passed the other day. What did Don Shula call Bill Belichick? He publicly called him Belicheat. Okay.
He gave him that name. He did.
That's that guy.
He did, Skip. He did. So, Skip, you know birds of a feather flock together. That's why Josh McDaniels wouldn't leave. Coach Belichick literally going to have to kick him out the nest because he knows where all the bodies are buried.
He does. I totally agree, which is why the head coach, the man with final say, told Josh, we got to start pulling some of Tom's favorite plays. We got to make him unhappy. We got to make sure he can't succeed this year. And they did everything in their power to make it virtually impossible for Tom to succeed. And all he did was put them in position to have the 2 seed in the AFC. He has what he did 1,000 times before in New England, a great drive against the Dolphins in the last regular season game, 75 yards for a touchdown, 2 minutes to go. They're up 4, and here comes Fitzmagic? You're kidding. And he goes 80 yards and 13 against Belichick's defense, and you give up a touchdown to win the game and lose the 2 seed? I don't know. It looks like sabotage to me.
Skip, but here's the thing.